Welcome to another tutorial. We're still looking at absolute referencing, which I've already mentioned that it's a way of fixing a cell reference so that it doesn't change when the formula is copied to another cell. And it's indicated by a $sign before the column letter as well as the row number. So I've just picked another question that will help us apply absolute referencing just to understand it on a deeper level. So the tutorials, I'm giving them titles so you know exactly what we're talking about. We're still looking at Microsoft Excel. So when you see the code DT, it's starting DT1, that's the first video, DT2, the second video, DT3, third video, DT4, DT5. So this one I'm doing, it's DT6, meaning video number 6. Okay, so we proceed. You can see the question on the screen. As usual, the first thing you do is analyze the data that you have been given. I have name, salary, new salary, and bonus there, and a list of names from Zanga to Rodson there. So this shows the list of employees and their respective salaries. So Zanga gets paid 5,800, Rodson gets paid 9,000. A little bit different data from the previous video, the DT5. This one we're dealing with people's salaries, so automatically you should have in mind that this is money. Okay, if you look down here, we have another important detail there saying pay rise in cell A11. It says pay rise 0.08, meaning that there will be at some point where we'll need to work with this. There will be a pay rise on these actual salaries. And then we have highest paid employee, lowest paid, and number of employees. We'll come back to that. Here it says new salary, and then here it says bonus. So here the question says, calculate the new salary for each employee using absolute referencing. So we are required to calculate the new salary in column C for each employee after the pay rise. We're going to use absolute referencing. So meaning that all of these employees have got their fixed salary, as you can see, and then there's a pay rise of 0.08 to their actual salary. So we want to know after the pay rise, how much will be their new salary. So we'll start with Zanga because we know the moment we find the solution or rather the new salary for Zanga, it will be easy to find for these other employees because we'll just use the fill handle. So our focus is going to be on Zanga. Zanga's actual salary is 5,800. The bonus pay rise, the pay rise is 0.08, so I'll get my rough paper here to do the work. So we're calculating for Zanga, and Zanga's salary is 5,800. All right, kwacha. So now the pay rise is just write it. Pay rise. Pay rise is 0.08. So like I said, we're dealing with money. How do we know 0.08 now in kwacha? Because 0.08 is a decimal number. We want to know this 0.08 probably in percentage. How much is 0.08? We want to know how much is the salary increment because we can't just add 0.08 as it is to 5,800 following mathematical rules. So we will view this 0.08. It's supposed to be added to the 5,800. After it's added to the, it's added to the 5,800. After it's added, then we'll know the new salary. So now, before we do that, we need to find what is 0.08 over 5,800. So to find out what is 0.08 over 5,800. Remember that keyword of. It means 5,800 of 8% over 5,800. 5,800. So what is 0.08 of 5,800? In mathematics, that OF usually stands for the multiplication sign. So meaning we're going to say 0.08 times 5,800. And if you calculate using a calculator, what is 0.08 times 5,800? The answer will be 464. So 464 is the 0.08 amount, that one there, put it in yellow. So meaning that the pay rise, converting it now to money numbers or values, it's a 400 kwacha, 464 kwacha. That's the percent, or rather that's the amount of money that has been added to their actual salary. So after finding the 464, we're going to add it to the actual salary, which is 5,800. It's going to be plus that 464 that we have found, which represents the 0.08. And the answer is going to be that plus 5,800, going to be 6,264 kwacha. So imagine Zanga's initial salary was 5,800. Then he or she received an increment of 0.08. So the only thing we did is we converted this 0.08 to a whole number, which is 464. And then we added this 464 to the actual salary, 5,800. And we have the new salary to be 6,264. So now let's write a formula in Microsoft Excel that will calculate all this working we have done here at once. That's the good part about Excel. Something that could have been done manually for a very long time. I'm just going to calculate it in a few minutes. Now this 0.08 here, it's pay rise 0.08 there in the same cell, cell A11, and Excel cannot perform calculations if values are mixed with letters. So I'll put the 0.08 separately in this particular cell for easy reference. I'll give it yellow so we don't forget about it. So it's there, 0.08. So the new salary we start equals sign. We're going to say the current salary for Zanga is in cell B2. So we're saying the 5,800. Later on, it shall be added. Then we open brackets. Inside the brackets there, we get the reference for 0.08, right? We do times the actual salary, like that. So inside the brackets there, what's happening is what we did here. Here, the multiplication line puts in brackets 0.08 times the actual salary. Once we find the answer, it's going to get the answer and add it to the actual salary. You press enter, we have the same amount, 6,264, just like we found it there. So now we're going to use the fill handle, and there you go. As usual, because we're supposed to use absolute referencing, because the 0.08 pay rise applies to all the employees. So again, this one is inaccurate because we haven't used the absolute referencing. We've just found the answer first. So the first step is you find the answer, then you now use the absolute referencing. So if you remember this from the previous video, the only thing you need to do is add the dollar signs like that, and you've applied absolute referencing. Then you proceed with using the fill handle, and there you got it. That's the salary, the new salary for each employee, just like that. So there is nothing complicated about it. You just need to remember what absolute referencing is all about and know when to use it and how to apply it. Just like that. The dollar signs should guide you. Yeah, so watch out for the next video